what did moving Reagan to the high post do for your offense?
I mean, she scored a basketball. I think we talked about it a little bit at halftime, and obviously they played it against Indiana, and I don't know that they played it as well as they did against us because they had been 100% man-to-man. But moving, I thought when we came out of halftime, we could get Lana on the block and isolate her, but I think we've got to do a better job of teaching her how to own that space. And then there was when Lana had the ball at the high post, we just saw them all fan out. So it was like we kind of did this, I don't know, against one of those teams that zoned us, Bellarmine or whatever it was, where we put Reagan at the high post and she just ripped and drove and thought it would give us an opportunity. So that was successful for us. And even putting KP in the short corner, I thought her effort on the offensive glass in that third quarter, just winning basketball plays. She chased one down. They saved it. Amaya makes a play, steals it. I think she got 2 fouls, crashing the offensive glass, 2 or 3 there where she was crashing the offensive glass. And then another time, I think it bounces to Reagan's hand just because of her pure effort. We talked about it at halftime. We had 1 offensive rebound, and I thought, honestly, KP was just kind of the difference in the game there.
They're a difficult team to play against.
Oh, it's terrible.
I mean, it's not anything earth-shattering there, but how will you evaluate defensively what you did, or is this kind of a one-off? You're not going to see this kind of style again?
No, because Wisconsin, Northwestern, a team that will space you out and run a lot of chin, really patient ball clubs. This was a 8-point game down in Bloomington, and Indiana stretched it out in the second half. And honestly, they got the same looks that we were getting there with Ella and Des, right, especially in front of our bench. They just knocked them down on Sunday, and we missed them. And I feel really confident with Ella, Des knocking down those shots. They just didn't quite go in for us. But our ability to make the adjustment and go to a switching, just switch everything 1 through 5, and kind of protect Lana, could protect KP from carrying a ball screen and then them popping was pretty much one of the big differences there in the second half. I mean, for 3 quarters, if my math is right, that's 24 points, and then in 1 quarter 27. So they put us on an island, picked and popped, and we just didn't do a good job of getting out. So we made the adjustment at halftime and found a way to dig in.
What'd you think of Amaya's 27 minutes at the point?
Solid. I didn't even look to see. I mean, 1 turnover in 27 minutes as the primary ball handler. Looked confident taking the first pull up. Her effort to make when KP goes after it, she gets the layup. It just allows us to play with better pace. Obviously, we want to play fast, but there's just a calmness. And she's going to get more and more comfortable. I think we talked about it the other day. This is game 8 of her college career. And Maine's a ball club that is going to fight for the America East, and they won it last year, and they're gonna be really, really good in their league. And our job is to make sure she gets healthy. And I mean, she's got 15 best, plus minus. She's got 15. That's the highest in our ball club. I told her before the game. I've been dreaming of her being our starting point guard since I first saw her in high school. So it's good to have her out there.
Just that second quarter when they were making a lot of shots, but also looked like maybe you guys' energy was low or effort or something. What did you see there?
I thought I don't know. I have a hard time questioning our effort ever because I think we do play really hard. We don't always play with the right intent, and I think what was happening is we were missing some shots, and we were kind of allowing that to affect us, our intent on the defensive end, if that makes sense. And just a little bit in the second half obviously we changed some things so they didn't get the pick and pops, but sometimes we have a very young ball club out there that is learning how to play through adversity. And a lot of time in that second quarter was 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores out there. In the second half, we just went a little bit more mature, trying to make sure our lineups were right. So we were getting, if we weren't making the shots, we had the experience, or if we were making the shots, we had the experience to get it done on the other end of the floor.
Yeah, I mean, it just seemed like Destiny and Reagan kind of took over there. Did you tell them anything, or is that something that they just kind of went out there and did their thing?
No, just go out there. Obviously, Dez scored the basketball or rebounded the basketball. We talked about it. Just thought our guards were going to have to lead us in defensive rebounding, and she flew in there. Ella's calmness on both ends of the floor, and then Reagan just scoring the basketball. We're going to lean a lot on those three to get us through some really tough moments. And I think everybody on our ball club really looks at those guys and just understands that they've had the experience and they're ready to step up for us.
What were you feeling emotionally at halftime? I mean,
pissed.
9-0 run. Just
terrible, pissed. We talked about it at halftime. We should have gone to switching ball screen stuff a little bit earlier. But really frustrated with some of our decision making. We had fouls to give, made the call to give the foul. We don't give it. They get a 3 going into half. I think we're running a set play and trying to get the last one. Doesn't happen. Just poor decisions that we'll continue to show them and try to keep learning from real game situations. But yeah, I was pretty pissed.
What did it mean to be able to gut this one out and find a win in the second half today?
Yeah, just defensively, we finished possessions. They that's the score they want, right? They want the score in that number. And I thought we got better looks. 5 for 20. Des shoots 40% from the 3 and goes 0 for 5. I like her taking shots. I like Ella taking shots. I like Sophie taking uncontested, threes. I like all of that stuff. And so I think we're going to shoot the ball better, but. Defensively, we've been really good in the half court minus that second quarter. And if we can continue to improve and lock into game planning, we'll give ourselves a chance. Obviously, big one on Saturday with a really good team that scores the basketball at a high rate.
You guys get an appetizer, a Big Ten play on Saturday against Maryland. How's a game like this? You guys come back from behind and go on that big run. Help you as a coach, see your team kind of mature before that rigorous schedule of Big Ten play.
What was so great is that our ability to kind of make some changes on the fly. The switching defenses, we never really have put our posts in situations where they would have to guard on the perimeter like that. Whether it was a handoff or a dribble at or a ball screen. Their ability to kind of absorb switches and contest and keep people in front of them and out of the paint. And then offensively, we're just steadily drawing things up at halftime, trying to get us, we don't really have a 1-3-1 zone offense, but we were able to make an adjustment. We got Reagan a 3 in front of us off of a simple man-to-man set that we like to run, but our ability to do that and take it from a timeout and translate it onto the court was really promising.
You touched earlier about how this is a young team at times. You guys start conference play this weekend, 8 games in. What do you feel is the biggest way this team has grown throughout those 8 games?
Defensively. I think that's been our biggest step. I know, obviously, South Carolina scored 99 points, but when we were able to play in the half court against those guys, we did what we really did what we were trying to do. So I think that's kind of an anomaly. You want to kind of take that one and throw it aside. But, UTA, Middle Tennessee, and these guys, keeping them in the 50s on the defensive end is really, really huge for us. So that's been our biggest growth. Obviously, the Big Ten play, the competition is different and the level is higher. But if we can stay locked into that, we'll give ourselves a chance.